This is a Queensland Narrating Service recording of A Transport Transformation is Coming to the Gold Coast, your handy guide to the new Gold Coast Public Transport Network, effective the 20th of January 2014. Made on behalf of TransLink. Your narrator is Kay Stevenson in November 2013. Contents. Introducing your new public transport network. Getting to know your new network. A simplified public transport network that's light rail ready. Improved reliability. More services where they're needed most. Better connections between bus and train services. Frequently asked questions. A detailed guide to your new network. Gold Coast train line services. Getting around the Gold Coast. How to use your network. Tickets and fares. Introducing your new public transport network. On Monday the 20th of January 2014, TransLink will roll out a new Gold Coast public transport network with new bus services and an improved Gold Coast line train timetable. We know customers on the Gold Coast currently experience services that can be unreliable and difficult to use due to complicated route and timetable information. The region has also experienced a great deal of growth, with emerging communities and more people travelling to and within the Gold Coast. This is why we've listened to you and our delivery partners to see what's working and what's not. We've also worked with our funding partner, City of Gold Coast, who are a major contributor to public transport on the coast. Together we're making changes to give you an improved public transport network that better meets the needs of your community and sets the scene for the introduction of light rail in mid-2014. Getting to know your new network. Your new network will deliver a simplified public transport network that's light rail ready, improved reliability, more services where they're needed most, better connections between bus and train services. A simplified public transport network that's light rail ready. To support the implementation of the Gold Coast Light Rail, there will be new high-frequency bus corridors with more services between the Gold Coast Rail Line and the Light Rail Corridor. Most of these changes will be delivered in January. During this time, high-frequency bus services will operate in the Light Rail Corridor to get you used to your new travel pattern. When Light Rail launches in mid-2014, we'll remove these bus services, providing you with seamless connections between your bus service and the new Light Rail system. The Gold Coast Light Rail promises to significantly improve the livability of the Gold Coast by improving accessibility while reducing the effects of congestion that comes with a rapidly growing city. Improved reliability. We'll provide improved services by delivering a truly integrated transport network that addresses long-term reliability issues. The Gold Coast is growing into a mature, world-class city, and the transport system needs to change accordingly. The timetable for every Gold Coast bus service will be overhauled to better reflect current road conditions, improving the reliability of services to ensure you reach your destination on time. The new Gold Coast train timetable will get you to Brisbane Central Station from Varsity Lake Station in 79 minutes every time. We've also simplified bus services that operate along the Gold Coast Highway and improved services to the new Health and Knowledge Precinct, Griffith University and the Gold Coast University Hospital. More services where they're needed most. We're balancing priorities across the Gold Coast network by reallocating resources to areas of greatest demand, with more bus and train services where they're needed most. Your new bus network will provide an additional service connecting Nerang and the Gold Coast University Hospital. improved frequency on services that connect Robina, Bond University and Broadbeach, improved service coverage in Coomera. The new Gold Coast train timetable will provide 93 additional services each week, including 3 extra services in morning peak and 4 extra services in afternoon peak. Trains running every 15 minutes or better in peak periods and every 30 minutes in off-peak and on weekends. Improved comfort with more available seating. One simplified train stopping pattern. A one-seat journey to the Brisbane Airport for domestic and international travellers on the majority of Gold Coast Line trains. Better connections between bus and train services. In early 2013, you told us that you'd like to see improved connections between bus and train services. We've taken your comments on board and strengthened these connections by adding high-frequency bus trips from Helensvale and Robina stations. We're improving bus timetables to ensure you have enough time to make your connecting train or bus service. We're also providing better bus and train connections at Ormeau, Coomera, Nerang and Varsity Lakes. Frequently asked questions. How did we arrive at this new network? On the 24th of July 2012, the Minister for Transport and Main Roads announced a review of the South East Queensland SEQ bus network to improve service reliability, affordability and frequency. The review aimed to remove service duplication, manage infrastructure capacity, get more people on public transport by simplifying the network, get better connectivity between services and modes, redirect resources to routes where there is overcrowding. TransLink has worked with all operators and passengers to perform this review and help build a better network. How did we engage the Gold Coast community? For the Gold Coast bus network, we undertook 3 stages of community feedback. The first stage ran from the 10th to the 23rd of September 2012, with the second stage from the 3rd to the 16th of December 2012. The third stage of customer feedback was an online survey conducted from the 11th of March to the 6th of April 2013. The aim of the survey was to help TransLink understand how the recommendations and subsequent service changes outlined in the bus review would impact customer travel and to guide future improvements on the network. Through every stage, we worked closely with our delivery partners and analysed passenger feedback and travel data to work out where we could improve service performance and match service levels with infrastructure and passenger demands. The new train timetable design has been influenced by information captured through Queensland Rail's customer surveys in 2011 and 2012, along with customer patronage data and TransLink's customer satisfaction monitor. Why have we designed the network this way? When we plan a public transport network, we take into consideration population, community travel needs, opportunities for network connectivity, bus stop placement, accessibility, traffic conditions and budget. Within the known constraints, we try to find the best possible solution for our customers. In this particular instance, we were driven to design a network that meets the community's needs while delivering Queensland Government priorities. This new design responds to both community feedback and existing network issues to provide a sustainable network that will support new infrastructure and the growing transport needs of the Gold Coast. Will school buses be changing? If you or your child catches an urban bus route to school, you may be impacted by the Gold Coast network change. Please refer to the information in this booklet regarding route changes and frequencies. Handheld timetables will be provided closer to the introduction of the network change in January and will be accessible online by visiting translink.com.au. School buses will still service local schools. Information on these school services can be accessed online at www.surfside.com.au. Will there be changes to bus stops? Yes. As part of the improved network, there will be changes to some bus stops, including some removals, relocations, and installation of new stops. Bus stop notices will be placed at affected stops, and we will be contacting directly affected residents about any works that will be undertaken in their area. Where can I get a copy of my new timetable? You'll be able to grab a copy from translink.com.au, from your local train station, library or tourist information centre, by calling 131230 and getting one sent to you. The new Gold Coast Line timetable is now available. You'll be able to grab a copy from translink.com.au from stations on the Gold Coast Line. Any more questions? We understand you might have a few more questions about your new public transport network. To find out more, visit translink.com.au or call 131230 anytime. A detailed guide to your new network. The route information provided is intended to be used as a guide only and is subject to change. Timing points detailed on route maps are referenced on specific timetables. Please review your timetable for exact departure and arrival times for services. Visit translink.com.au to plan your journey.